My brother used to go to Makati Combination School, and at the time of these events, he was doing grade 10. He was a very popular person, very sociable, very congenial, excelled in academics, and excelled in sports. Everybody wanted to be around him, everybody admired him, and most people wanted to be just like him. One day, one of my brother's friends borrowed one of his school books from him to go and catch up on some schoolwork, he claimed. When my brother asked for the book back, however, there would always be stories and excuses as to why the so called friend could now not return my brother's school book. Eventually, my mom went to confront my brother's school friend because we lived on the same street. And when she went there, suddenly the classmate didn't know anything about the school book. He had never seen it, he had never borrowed it, he knew nothing. 2 days later, my brother's exercise book suddenly appeared out of nowhere. He found it placed on his school desk. The mistake that my mom and the rest of the family had made was not telling my brother not to touch or open the book until he got home. A few days later, my brother's actual friends came to our house to tell us that my brother suddenly didn't want to focus in class. He didn't want to study after school. He didn't want to engage with anyone socially. He just kept telling them that his hands were painful and would sometimes disrupt the classroom. Eventually, even the teachers began to complain. They would tell my mom that my brother was biting his hands during school lessons, and this was very disruptive and usually distressful for the other students in the class. A few days after that, my brother was brought back home by his class teacher. His hands were bandaged and his clothes were full of blood. The teacher told my mother that my brother was now very intentionally biting and eating his hands, not just the skin, but also the flesh. We then went to consult with several traditional doctors, and all of them said the same thing, that my brother had a curse put on him, and unfortunately, none of them knew how to reverse it. My brother's situation continued to worsen up until his hands turned into a green color. Shortly after that, he passed away. The friend who had borrowed his exercise book from him has no living relatives. He lives alone in a rented house and rears pigs and has been failing at school for many, many years. I miss my brother, and he was never physically sick or mentally sick. He just suddenly wanted to consume his own flesh. He was just as perplexed as the rest of us were. And whenever he would bite at his hands and fingers, he would do it with a straight face without showing any emotions whatsoever.